Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek, and a bit of Star Wars news now about the Acolyte. And apparently it wasn't because of all us ists and phobes hating on the show that it were cancelled. It's because it cost too much money. But anyway, we'll look at that article in a moment. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. And then you'll be told, fingers crossed, 'cause you know what? YouTube has moods, doesn't it? Sometimes it doesn't give out notifications. But anyway, it'll tell you when I upload new things or go live or whatever. Explore the description for various links for merch, Patreon, where you can see ad-free versions of some of my stuff that I put up there. Friday Night Appointment with Fear, other videos. What else? My Facebook, Instagram, and X, and all that stuff, and my books available on Amazon Kindle and paperback, if I can speak. What else? Become a member, and then you'll get on YouTube, and then you'll get early access to some videos and some exclusive videos as well as exclusive emojis in the live chat. Which is for members only when they do live streams, Magnificent Mondays, Friday Night Appointment with Fear, stuff like that, me gaming streams, etc. Where I play games badly. Anyway, right, so let's get on with this article, shall we? Here it is. It's from Deadline. There it is. Disney executive on why Star Wars series The Acolyte was cancelled. It wasn't where we needed it to be given the cost structure of that title. Writes Armando Tinoco. Right. There we go. And there's, what's her face? Oh, Osha Anasaya. See, I'd even forgotten the name of her character. Of course it was Osha and May, wasn't it? Osha May, which is a Canadian soap brand, apparently. Right. Disney is sharing the reason why the Star Wars universe set series The Acolyte was cancelled after only one season on Disney+. It were crap, basically. But, they're not going to say that, are they? In a new interview, co-chairman of Disney Entertainment, Alan Bergman, is revealing why it was decided not to move forward with the second season of the series. Quote, "We were happy with our performance, but it wasn't where we needed it to be given the cost structure of that title, quite frankly, to go and make a season 2. So that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, does it? Bergman told Vulture, so that's the reason why we didn't do that. So they were happy with the performance, but they still didn't want to do a season 2 because it didn't, it wasn't where we needed it to be. So then they weren't happy with its performance then. Because that makes no sense whatsoever. I bet he's never even heard of The Acolyte. I bet he hasn't. But they said, "Wait, what about The Acolyte?" And he's like, I've no idea what that is. Make something up. Since cancelling The Acolyte, Disney Plus has premiered another series set in the Star Wars universe with Skeleton Crew. Bergman says that they've seen some growth on that show and noted that the series has had excellent reviews, adding, "So we'll have to see how that all plays out as it moves forward." Skeleton Crew is mildly entertaining, that's how I'll put it. It's better than The Acolyte, which isn't hard, because The Acolyte was bloody awful. It genuinely was. In terms of the Star Wars franchise, Bergman teased the second and final season of Andor, which we're really excited about, adding, "It is excellent. I've watched all the episodes and it is a fantastic season." So, saying it's excellent, and he's watched it all, so there we go. And I'm guessing it'll be a bit more exciting than Season 1. Season 1 were good, of Andor, I enjoyed it, but it did drag out a bit, didn't it? Which is why some people called it Andor. But anyway, Bergman also noted that a second season of Ahsoka is coming, of course it is, and has a number of additional series that are in development. I bet they're stuff like Star Wars Visions and cheap stuff. In addition, The Mandalorian animated stuff like that. In addition, The Mandalorian film is dropping in 2026, and more films are also in the development stage. They've always got things in development that we never see. It's true. The Acolyte was cancelled after one season following an 8-episode run. The series got a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes. That'll be from the critics. But divided the Star Wars fan base, reflecting its overall viewership. I don't think it got 78% for the viewers' score on Rotten Tomatoes, but anyway. Initially, the show got off to a strong start when it launched on June the 4th, with 2 episodes generating 4.8 million views on its first day on the streamer, to rank as the biggest series premiere on Disney Plus this year. There were only one other before it, which was Echo. So bloody hell. The tally rose to 11.1 million views globally after 5 days of streaming. The series debuted on Nielsen's Top 10 Original chart in its premiere week at number 7, 488 million minutes viewed, climbing to number 6 the following week. However, the series did not sustain the momentum, dropping out of the top 10 in week 3 and staying off before returning to number 10 after the release of the finale, 335 million minutes, believed to be the lowest for a Star Wars series finale. Star Amanda Stenberg said the Acolyte's cancellation was not a huge shock following the vitriol on social media. They were only vitriol because it was shit. That's why they were vitriol. Nothing to do with, ists and phobes. It was just a crap series, really badly written. It looked nice, but all Star Wars generally does, usually. There are many folks out there, quote, by the way, says Stenberg, that I want to acknowledge and I want to show appreciation and love and support for. So that's why I'm hopping on here to talk about this, which is that our Star Wars show is being cancelled, Stenberg said in a post on Instagram stories. And I'm going to be transparent and say that it's not a huge shock for me, Stenberg added. Of course, I live in the bubble of my own reality, but for those who aren't aware, there's been a rampage of vitriol that we have faced since the show was even announced, when it was still just a concept and no one had even seen it. Because, it was the brainchild of Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, who knew all about what he were getting up to, did nothing except write a play about it. She should be in prison as well, frankly. But anyway, there I said it. Later on, Stenberg said, even though, of course, I'm very sad about the show being cancelled and I'm sad about us not being able to give people invested in it more, I still just feel a lot of levity and joy around the fact that I got to experience it and that people loved it and that people were so responsive, i.e. responsive, saying it were rubbish. And she were rubbish in it. I'm sorry, but she was. I'm sure she's a lovely person, she's very pretty, etc. Great violinist, amazing musician. But she was just rubbish in that role. She played twins, and she just played them both exactly the same. One was supposed to be bad, one was supposed to be good. Spoilers, I'm going to spoil it. They flipped it at the end, because that's what they like to do in modern Star Wars, for some weird reason, flip things at the end, where the good one became the bad one became the good one. Made no sense whatsoever. They did the same in Ahsoka, didn't they? Not in the terms of good and bad, but in terms of flipping where people were physically in the universe of Star Wars. We started off with a bunch of people in one Star Wars galaxy, a bunch of people in another Star Wars galaxy, and then flipped it and ended up the other way around at the end of the season. But whatever, that's something else. There's comments. Look, let's have a quick dive down to the comments. Where are they? Dan says, I'm sad it was cancelled. Oh, right, okay, then, whatever. Good for you, Dan. It contains some of the grittiest, gruesome, best lightsaber battling and deaths in all of Star Wars. No, it didn't. Although I did smile when the Stranger, or whatever it's called, got I forgot her name, X-23. Got her 3 times. So there were some surprising deaths, I must admit. June 1984. I don't understand the hate it got. The power of one, the power of many. Laugh my ass off. Never mind the fact, says Anonymous, that it sucked on an entirely new level no one thought possible. Exactly. It was absolute garbage. Big Star Wars fan, but never watched The Acolyte. I don't trust TV Rotten Tomatoes scores whatsoever. Hard to make a commitment to a TV show these days if you think you won't like it. That's true, 'cause there's too much choice. So you've got to pick and choose what you watch, to be honest. And there's some great shows out there that I've still not got around to watching. Tulsa King, for example. I think I've seen a couple of episodes, but there's been that much other stuff that I've wanted to watch that I've not got round to finishing it or watching it further. Anyway. So you'll think Skeleton Crew says Cap, aka Goonies in Space, is better than The Acolyte. How absurd. Can't agree with you there, Cap. Kenny says, because it looks and feels like Star Wars. The Acolyte sadly did not. I don't know. The Acolyte, it had lightsabers and stuff. We saw the Jedi temple and all that, didn't we? But I don't. It was just rubbish. It was just badly written with The Acolyte. Whereas Skeleton Crew, I can't say it's well written, but it's for kids, isn't it? So it's kind of simple and mildly entertaining. Anyway, whatever. Right, so there's loads of comments there, so check them out. Link is in the description for this article. So it wasn't where we needed it to be, given the cost structure of that title. So they spent too much money on it. They didn't get enough new subscribers off the back of the show, so they cancelled it. And there we go. Plus, they also probably thought it were crap. The executives, the brass at Disney thought this were rubbish. It wasn't well received. We're not doing any more. But then again, Ahsoka wasn't that well received either, was it? Got off to a good start, but kind of just got hilarious by the end. And people made that fact known. Anyway, right, so we'll leave it there. So it wasn't the ists and the phobes that caused the cancellation. No matter what they try and tell you, it were cold, hard dollar signs. That's why it were cancelled. It didn't make Disney enough money. And Star Wars hasn't made Disney enough money, frankly. At the theatres and on Disney Plus, it's just cost money, hasn't it? They keep saying, was it this year or last year, Star Wars merchandise earned Disney $1 billion. Really? Did it? And if it did, what's that compared to previous years? But before Disney bought Lucasfilm, how much a year was Star Wars merchandise bringing in for Lucasfilm? I'm just asking. I don't know the answer. If you know the answer, put it in the comments. But anyway. Right, we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll say I'm thumbs upping, even though you can't see me. But there we go.